Hi guys, so today I am going to be showing you how to make a character sheet, kind of like making your own superhero and stuff. I don't know, for me, I have always found that it really helps to create a character of some kind. I think I learned this maybe from watching my friends play Dungeons and Dragons and stuff, and even not necessarily participating. There was always something I really appreciated about being able to, like, I don't know, make something that was an extension of myself, and it didn't always have to be myself, you know? And at the same time, if I wanted to, I could. And I could give it traits that I don't normally have, you know? So this is what I figured I could show you guys to do today, just sort of the steps that I do to do that. So without further ado, if you want, let's get started. So what I have here right now is just a piece of paper, eraser, and pencil. You can have other stuff too, of course. I might get a pen later if I'm really feeling up to it. But yeah, so let's start. So the first thing I'm gonna do is maybe start out with some boxes, or I'm just gonna do like some guidelines. I don't know if you can kind of see what I'm doing, where I'm being lazy and I don't want to draw straight lines. So I'm just kind of like making corners, and it's like, oh, here's your box. So yeah, so this is where I think I'm gonna do some of the info about the character. So like name, and then just like we can add some stuff later if we want. We don't necessarily have to decide. And something that I wanted to show as well is that one of the great things about having character sheets, and here I'm kind of combining things, especially with character sheets for animation, is that what we can do is we can actually do multiple angles of a character so you can get different parts of their body. So I'm gonna just do literal stick figure of whatever the character. Yeah, okay, character. And then we can also do a side view. I'm doing this kind of 3/4 so you can see. And then we can even do also a 3/4 view. So this is just sort of like a way to get all the different parts of an outfit and stuff, and even just being able to think about different aspects of your character visually as well. It doesn't have to be intense, it doesn't have to be really proficient in any way. It's more about just having something to enjoy and to be able to like flesh out this superhero, this character that you're making, almost like it is a character that you see in a video game, like in an anime, things like that. So that's what we're gonna do right now. So I'm gonna start, I think I'm gonna be basing my character mainly off of like a cyborg, perhaps. So I'm gonna, I don't know, I've gotten a little bit more rotund over the holidays. So I'm gonna just basically start. So I just drew like a head and a neck. What I usually try and do is, after sketching out kind of the general area where I want the head to be, I try and then go based off of blocks. So like, let's say like these are the shoulders, so then the general line for the torso. And this is like, I'm gonna give myself like more flesh and stuff. This is more of just where I'm at right now. And you see I made the legs a little short, but so it looks really rudimentary right now. And I know it looks kind of silly, but stay with me. I mean, sometimes like what I really like to do is go in and just kind of keep erasing lines until I get sort of a silhouette that I like. But here I'm more of just figuring out what I want the proportions to be. So there's like the leg. And what I try and do is to not focus as much on keeping it looking realistic and more of like just kind of seeing what it looks like or how I think it could look better. Like here the leg is a little bit messed up, whatever. But I'm gonna chalk that up to one of the legs being bent. Okay, so there is my very tall, actually no, I changed the shoulders. This is, you end up oftentimes drawing the person like how you think you're gonna just basically have it be like. But yeah, okay, so I'm gonna think now a little bit about sort of the different traits I want the character to have. I mean, like, my legs aren't always the best. For me, at least, that's where a lot of my pain is. So I'm thinking that what I want to do is I want to give my character some type of leg brace or bionic legs of some kind. And I'm kind of pulling this out of thin air right now, but you know, that's kind of how you do it. So I'm just gonna like imagine this really fun looking leather or like metal shell, perhaps, that is sort of encasing my leg. And then of course I'm gonna try and do some joints here because of motion for my knee, and then kind of continuing down. I don't know what any of this means. I'm just kind of drawing right now as to what I think looks cool. And then we can do some radial stuff for where the knee is, adding in some fun lines, like wire type things, maybe. And so this is kind of like a bionic type of leg, basically. And that also means that the foot can look really cool. It can just kind of look however I want. And I'm trying to think of how I want the foot now. I think what I want to do is I'm gonna just have the foot be like that. It's like an interchangeable foot, maybe. Yeah, I think, oh, whatever. Okay, whatever. That looks cool. That looks cool. And then I can also do something similar on this side. And now, since for me at least, I'm making this symmetrical, it's a little bit easier for me to kind of just mimic whatever the heck I designed on this side. And you can kind of see already with like me having the character's knee turned like this, which I don't really think I should have done, honestly. The character sheet should just be like very what's the word? It should be very straight on. I just messed up the leg, and so now we're gonna go like this, and I'm gonna pretend that it's okay. But you don't have to have it in a pose. It's actually better if it's just like stationary. I don't like this leg. I'm gonna just start by drawing out this weird foot I've designed then, and then trying to connect these a little bit more. And then I'll just say it's okay and we can continue. You guys are also, by the way, welcome to do this digitally any way you want. I just chose to do this because sometimes I feel a bit more confident with my lines, and also because not everybody really has access to a lot of digital drawing tools sometimes. Or if they do, they feel like they might not have as much control, etc. So I just figured I'd do this so that way it might be a little bit more accessible for some people. Yeah. Okay, I love flowy pants, which is pretty funny because I just made my whole legs bionic. But so what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna give myself overalls of some kind, actually. So these are gonna be, this is like the top part with folds. I kind of just make it up sometimes, which of course, like, you shouldn't do. But sometimes it's just however you feel you want it to look. So here, do that. I'm not sure why I chose overalls right now. I think I kind of like the idea of the character being casual in some way. And then you can do like little. And then trying to think about what I want for the top. I think maybe, honestly, just a t-shirt. And then we can do the arms. You can see that I don't really care about the arms at this point, but it's okay. I'm also kind of making this a little rushed. But generally your arm should go like about like halfway down your thigh. And I'm gonna just fix up the hands a bit more as I think about it. My hands are also, I got a lot of pain in my hands, kind of from when I got carpal tunnel and stuff in it. So be careful when you use the computer. And then of course it just continues. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to give myself, just do the hands spread out right now. And then I can shape this up a little bit. And of course, like, this doesn't look that amazing because I'm just kind of doing whatever right now, but okay. So like, there's my hands. They go down a little bit longer, but I'm gonna say it's because my character is crouched. This is great. I'm doing great examples of like how to do this problem. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, so anyways, there they are. But yeah, so I think maybe what I might do is I might give teeny tiny brace also of some kind. That gives me super strength. Also just kind of looks cool. Yeah, okay. And then of course we've got this. You can just do shirt. I might give myself a necklace just for fun, accessory. Yeah, and then I can think of a face real fast. I'm just gonna draw this. Real quick. I always end up giving my characters button noses because I think my nose is kind of buttony, so I just end up doing that naturally, but you don't have to do that. You can give your character whatever nose you want. I don't really know what personality I want to give my character, but I think just casual annoyed face is kind of cute. Yeah. And you can see I'm kind of just like drawing things and then erasing them because I am just making this up a little bit, so I'm not being as perfect or as like intentional with my lines. Maybe I'll make myself an elf. Yeah, I always liked elves, and just I love piercings, and I have a lot of piercings myself, so we'll do that for right now. And then in terms of hair, I'm gonna just give myself some choppy bangs because that's kind of what I have right now. And this ends up looking, often as I make characters, it just ends up kind of looking like how I want to look like in person, which of course is kind of fun. But I have like longish hair right now, so this is where I'm going with it. But yeah, okay, so I'm crouched. The proportions got a little weird, but that's okay because I'm kind of standing in a weird position right now to film this. But yeah, so now I can like color in the pants and the overalls and stuff. One thing I do like a little bit more about using a actual pencil and not or a hand sharpened pencil and not a mechanical one is that I have a lot more control with the weight of my lines, but I grabbed this one, so this is what we're gonna do. And then oftentimes for hair, I just kind of, at least for this character and this style that I decided on for this, I like to kind of just like block out the silhouette. I don't really know why. Maybe for me it just feels more like I can kind of play around with the shape instead of worrying too much about like little adding shinies or details and stuff. And okay, so there I am with a large head for some reason. I guess I have a big forehead. Okay, so there I am. And of course, now what I can do is then do a side view. So with the side view, you can kind of just play off of however you made the proportions for the first one, and then just kind of go from there. So like, I know a bit more now about where I put the ears and like, okay, well, I did this earring there, this earring there. My character's not very like happy with the world, so I'm gonna do that. And then you're also welcome to do even like more angles, do like expression sheets where it's like, oh, like what does this person look like when, or it doesn't have to be a person too. What does this like character look like when they're happy, excited, sad, when they're smiling, sort of like a lot of the times you see that in like animation character sheets to be able to get a good sense as to what the character looks like when emoting different things and sort of a general baseline for what those different expressions should look like. Okay, so that's really quick of the face. Technically the eyes can be lower and okay, yeah, whatever. Then we've got the neck. And I'm gonna try and give my character like normal-ish posture, but it's already crouching, so we'll see how normal I can make that. Do the overalls a little bit there. And then, of course, with this being a side view, I'm gonna just sort of mix in. Maybe do that. I'm giving myself really big legs for some reason. I also have to account for the bum. Okay. There we go. So, oh my gosh, I keep breaking this. I'm gonna go up like that. And then this one, it's gonna go more of like under where my bum is. And so you can see kind of like these are things that I wasn't really considering in the initial design when I was just sort of adding lines here and there. So it really does help to think about, oh, like, well, where will this go? What does this do? What would this look like from this angle? Like, is there a way to make this logical, or is it something that I need to redesign, or I need to just like consider as more of a magical element, you know? So like, I can do that, and then hi, am I back? So sorry, I turned my alarm on my phone went off, so I'm gonna just keep powering through. I don't know if it cut out part of it, but I'm adding the arm right now, and I should have done this before, but I am sort of just rambling in this video in case you couldn't tell. So yeah, okay, well, there's the hand. Looks like a horrible hand. I completely mixed up the which side I was doing the hand on. Okay, there's the pinky. And then we don't need it to be that long. You can also use like actual reference photos for what you're doing too. Like right now I'm just kind of going willy-nilly, but you don't have to do that. Okay, and there is my chest. I'm kind of making these overalls like really, really loose. But it's honestly just a little bit more fun for me to give the character motion like that. Okay, so let's go back to here. Where were we here? Okay, so this was going up. This actually is sort of this mechanical thing. I'm gonna draw this line again. We've got the sort of belt thing there. I added little tabs here. And okay, let's figure out what I was thinking when designing this. Okay, so I'm gonna do this line here, and then this thing that I made up that I still don't really know what it is, but we're just gonna go with it. And then this like thing there. And since I just completely, I'm gonna redraw this part entirely. This was like, in case you can't tell, I'm like standing and then I have my phone in front of me. And so I'm kind of just trying real hard right now to figure out where my proportions are. So I think I'm just gonna actually look at this through my phone because it's a little bit hard. Okay, yeah, this is easier. Okay, this goes like that. If I get quiet, it's because I'm like concentrating because I'm gonna leave this kind of simple because I want to get to the rest of the workshop, but I'm doing like the two legs like this, and this one's already kind of like in a weird position, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And this is sort of like where the leg is, and I'm gonna actually block these out since I don't really know what they are. And sometimes when you don't know what things are, it is easier to just make them and be like, I don't know what that is, and then decide later, and then you can fill them in later a little bit better than how I'm currently doing. Okay, so that's my character. I'm gonna make his chin a little bit smaller and move his shoulders back. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, so there's my guy. My little guy. And yeah, okay, so now I can think a little bit more about sort of like what else I'm thinking about. So like I actually don't really want a name. I don't think my character wants to have a name either. But we said like, okay, bionic legs, bionic arm brace. I'm gonna say like maybe, I think it would be really fun if it was like best friends with an inventor, and then like accident caused his body to struggle. I'm just gonna keep it vague and then I can like flesh it out later. And then friend helped build him supports. And then of course, like maybe if I want to, I can design the best friend next, whatever. And then like, I feel like it's probably lives alone with a pet. You can like decide later what the pet is, but for now I'm just gonna have it be like a cat, maybe. One of those cats with like the big eyes. Also, I mainly draw dogs, so if this doesn't look like a cat, please forgive me. I did have a cat, and he lives somewhere else now, but he's very annoying, so in my head. I just realized I'm drawing this cat who sits like how like a dog sits. Okay, well, whatever. This is how my cat sits sometimes, which is really funny to me. Okay, cat. Lives alone with a pet, and let's see, like I can even do fun things like favorite food, which would be rice. And then maybe like some tuna sashimi. I love sushi, so it's just like stuff like that. So it's like kind of like doing things like that, thinking of like little background of the character, something like that, you know. But yeah, I feel like that's sort of what I'm doing and kind of like what I'm thinking about. It's like loves reading, has a lot of plants. And then like with that even I can like having plants, can do sort of like monstera leaves and stuff on the shirt. These are very bad monstera leaves. But monsteras are the ones, the like green ones with those like sort of like beautiful leaves that kind of look like that. They've got sort of like these little spikes and stuff, or not spikes, but like their leaves kind of have holes, so sometimes they're called, some variations I think are called Swiss cheese plants, which is what I have in my living room. Do something like that. Okay. I've got like monsteras on there. And then of course, like, even if I wanted to, it's like I've got the plant and then I can even draw like, I'm looking like right next to me. I think I will draw it with a palm. This is a plant that I have that I've been like working on, reviving a little bit. It's kind of mad at me, but that's okay. I feel like with plants, it's more about trying to be kind to it and letting it grow and be as it needs to grow. And then maybe I'll do a snake plant. Now I'm just like doodling. Okay, well, here's like a snake plant. So this is me kind of going outside of just making like a character sheet, but instead like adding little things about my character. So yeah, there I am. I don't have a name, but I've got bionic arm brace and like a bunch of little things. Loves reading. And I think sometimes if I'm not doing too hot, I don't really know what to do. I'm kind of having a bad day, might be in a little bit of like pain or something, or just sort of like not doing that well. Because I made this look a little bit more like myself, something that I like to do is I can imagine myself as sort of this character, maybe it's like, oh, like I have like these braces and stuff, and like I'm gonna get up like on the count of 3 and move forward, because that's what helps me in those moments, to be able to kind of get myself out of that negative headspace and be able to keep going. And I forgot the hand brace. But yeah, so that's sort of this workshop on making a character. I'm sorry for the weird proportions and where the legs are kind of short and stuff, but you know what? I think it's okay for somebody that is like drawing while standing right now. So thank you so much. Please have a great day, and I hope that you are going to enjoy drawing, and always remember to let creativity go throughout your day and like the little things in your life, because honestly there's nothing nicer than getting the ideas that are in your brain and putting them out on paper or in a sculpture, whatever you want. It's very important to me, and so I hope that it's important to some of you as well. But yeah, all right, bye.